Good afternoon, Coach Charles here from Hard Work Martial Arts. Today I want to cover how to wear your arm pads and gloves for sparring. Gloves are not required for sparring. You'll be given arm pads when you join us for the appropriate sparring portions when you're required to. Gloves are optional and they'll add a little bit of protection for your hands. I'll show you how to wear those after we do our arm pads. So for sparring, you're going to be required to have arm pads, shin pads, instep pads, and mouthpiece. The arm pads, shin pads, instep pads, these are going to be provided to you by us when you hit the appropriate ranks, and you need to make sure to bring them whenever you come to class for those sparring days. Now, the forearm pads that we give you, they're pretty high quality, but they do take a little bit of time to learn how to wear. So I'm going to cover how to put them on and how to wear them appropriately, and then I'll show you how to wear your gloves as well. So for arm pads, if you look at the base pad, we have a top and a bottom. Now the top part that's going to go near your elbow has a bit of a slant to it. That's so that this part can go near the edge of your elbow, while this part leaves a little more space for the inside of your elbow to be able to bend and flex. Down here, this is where your wrist is going to go, so you're going to want to be able to have it be read from your opponent's perspective. Once you have it on, it should be upside down to you, okay? So for your pads, once you have your pads, you're going to have this elastic strap that comes around and velcros to the front. You're going to have a third one which will help hold it in place when you're putting it on the first couple times. Once you figure out where your pads are comfortable, you shouldn't need to readjust these Velcro pieces too often or very much. So once you have them set, which may take a little bit of practice, you can practice at home, all you're going to do, pull your sleeve up, slide your hand through, make sure you have the long end towards the bottom of your elbow, pull your arm through, adjust the Velcro strap if you need to, and then make sure it's in the right spot. I want to make sure the pad with the symbol and the line, the middle of it is along the edge of my arm. I want to make sure to block with the edge of my arm, and I don't want to be blocking with the top or bottom, so I don't want the pad sitting on the top of my arm or the bottom of my arm. I want it sitting on the edge of my arm because that's the spot we tend to block with. Now once you do that, you'll do the same thing with your other pad. Slide your arm through, pull it up, and that's about as long as it should take. Now if you can, make sure to pull your sleeves down over top of the pads. I'm not going to do that for the moment, but you want to make sure that they're down and over top. The same will happen for your shin pads and arm pads. So that's how you put your arm pads on when you're getting ready for class. Now you may also want to have sparring gloves. Sparring gloves are an optional part. You can buy those if you wish. They add a little bit of extra protection for your hand. If you're worried about getting kicked in the fingers or the hand and you want a little bit of extra pad, you can get some sparring gloves. Now sparring gloves, I'll just show you one for today. They look a little bit like this. They're pretty simple. Thumb, 4 fingers, open palm. There's a bit of padding here on the bottom. This allows a little bit of extra grip. All you'll do, they have some Velcro just like the arm pads. Slide your hand on, you put it on just like a normal glove. Pull it on tight. Make sure the Velcro is attached. I have the Velcro here on the inside of my wrist. And then I wrap this piece around, come around, and the Velcro goes on the back. And I make sure everything is nice and snug. There's a little bit of a pad here, as I was saying, that allows you to grip and hold on to it firmly. There's not a thick amount of padding on the pads, but it's on the back and the front, along the fingers. There's even a little bit on the edge. What this allows you to do is just have a little bit of extra padding so that if you block kicks with an open hand or you get kicked in the fingers, it just adds a little bit of extra protection for your hands. They're not required during regular class. If you are at a competition or tournament, they may require gloves, so you want to keep that in mind depending on the level and intensity of your training. Okay? So that's how we wear arm pads, wear our gloves. If you have any questions of those, let us know. We'll have a video as well for how to wear our shin, instep, and potentially our foot glove pads as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.